Whoa, shit. Have the lights on. How about that? There was light and out of darkness. Welcome to the show, folks. Happy Monday. Happy week. I hope everyone's doing really well. Hope audio's working okay. Had some minor issues this morning and for various reasons, which I'll go into because all part of what we're talking about today, okay? I want to start off by first saying hello to everybody in chat. And as usual, Kieran Ball's done a lot of the legwork for me, so I'll say hello to him first. And he says, hello, Jim Largo, Zazel, Bjorn, Anonymous Dude 123, Weird Invented the Toy Adventures, and Ian Sweeney. So that's pretty cool. I appreciate that. That makes my life a lot easier. And hello, Jason Garcia, who always manages to show up right as I'm saying hello for some reason. I don't know what it is, but it's good timing. I appreciate it. So the first thing I want to talk about is burnout. Um, Everyone deals with it in work, in life, everything in between. Fuller's Figure said, I just popped in to see what condition your condition was in. I appreciate that. And that's exactly what we're talking about. Hello, Gojatron as well. Good to see you, pal. Um, so, last week we had the regular TGL. We had, the Toy Connections interview. And we ended up not doing a video last week because we ended up streaming on Thursday night to help out Bill Wifta with the problem he was having. Uh, and he and I stayed up late into the evening discussing things and doing stuffs. And then I had, of course, we had the auction on Saturday, which went very well. Thank you to everyone who contributed time, effort, viewership, money, patience, everything. Waiting on the payments to come through, it might take a couple days, and then at that point, we're sending everything over to Rollo, and then that way he'll be able to get things shipped out. So there should not be any additional delay than the 4 to 6 weeks that was originally quoted from the first auction. Maybe an extra week or so overall, but it should be pretty good to go. Now, in addition to all of that, I also had very busy time at work, which is always the case this time of year. As most of you know, I work for an educational software company. And when you run into that, um, this is the time of year when schools are getting going. So that we're in high demand at that point to get things moving. So, never mind the fact that, previous weeks we're doing stuff and work's still going crazy. And there's, obviously Patreon commitments, things like that. It's really been, it's been a lot, guys. It's been a whole lot. The vast majority of Saturday night after the auction, I just had the lights off. I was sitting in darkness, trying to cool down, chill out, whatever. And then all of yesterday, all of Sunday, I was not dead to the world, but I really did not communicate that much at all. And that was by design. I was so burned and so done. Um, I did watch Bill Wifta's stream, but I did not say a word. I almost hopped in to his after show discussion because I had the StreamYard link, and just as he went in, I was about to go in, and I said, "Nope, no, I'm going to rest. Let him do his thing." But while I'm here, I do want to say, Bill, that was a great show. It was a wonderful overview of Superpowers Collection. Ton of knowledge was dropped. It was really cool to see you doing things. Probably one of the best live streams, if not the best live stream you've ever done. And it was so much fun to watch. And it was very difficult not to like type something in chat or hop in and be like, whoa, you did it. Couldn't do it. Had to take some time for myself and just relax. And yeah, Bill here says he's been getting pretty worn out with it too. That guy works crazy hours at a physical job. He went out of his way to work crazy hard and crazy fast to make it home in time to be part of the majority of the auction. So as I'm talking about being burnt out, definitely understand this guy really goes over the top to make sure that you guys get the content you're looking for. Um, and it's important to me that You recognize all of us deal with it. Like I said, it's not a content creator only problem. You can get burnout just from watching too much stuff. The week of Iconicon, I watched so much stuff. I needed a day off just to come down from that, and being active in chat like you guys are all the time, that really does take energy. You may not think about it, but it really, really does. And know that when we say we appreciate your participation, we do. It's not just about having bright lights on you and having a camera, though. That's its own thing. So just know we love you and we appreciate everything that you do. Anonymous Dude says, much love to you, Jim. Hear you on the stress. Luckily, these toys help healing us and bring joy. They do, but sometimes the toys themselves can be a portion of burning the candle at both ends at 100%. And yes, Jim, Bill Wifter really does have the coolest superpower stuff. He has way more than I do, which is saying something, as you all know. Gojatron says, I was actually at work during the auction and Bill's stream, multitasking, and he manages to bid on stuff and challenge chat to call him out. Giving a big hug. Right back at you, man. Right back at you, brother. So when it comes to the toys, part of like the burnout from toys for me is that having things that are in the package that I'm waiting to put on video, so to speak. So one of the things that I've decided that I want to start doing is to, especially for things that aren't brand new. Okay, so things that aren't new to the marketplace and that have had their day on YouTube, I'm going to start doing group videos of certain things. So I've got a bunch of Marvel Legends stuff back there. Guess what? They're all going to get in one big roundup, just like the Marvel Selects video that's going up later this week. Finally, I'm going to start doing that. Clear that shelf off so I can put other stuff that's in package on the shelf. Okay, um, because I want to start rotating out stuff a little bit. And the thing is, the more stuff I take out of package, the easier they can fit into storage bins, which makes me feel less claustrophobic. All right. So I know it's a small thing to many of you, but most of you that have been with me for a while know that I really struggle with space. And it has not been easy the last few weeks. Like right now, I'm staring at all of my Action Force stuff in boxes stacked on my kitchen counter because I took them off of my photography table to set up the grinds and hauls for this week. So it's been interesting. And Gojatron hitting it right on the nail on the head. Says worst thing about having a channel is not being able to open new toys until you're ready to do a freaking video. Yeah, and when you consider how backlogged my videos are, and then also the toys, so you're gonna get one gigantic Motu Origins video in the very near future, covering everything that's on that shelf, plus the leech and Mosquitor, because I have a whole wave of Motu that's coming this week. And what I want to do is put them on the shelf where that other wave is now. Let them sit, let them enjoy their day in the sun for a while. And we'll do a Marvel Legends roundup. And then classifieds. I have a bunch of classifieds sitting here. I have more on the way. I bought a lot from Jeff Barker, who luckily let me make some payments and get it done over time. So I have like 4 classified figures coming from him. Once they arrive, big roundup of classified figures that are in the box. So there's a lot of things coming, lots of stuff coming, but my approach is really going to be different for the simple fact that this idea of single figure reviews I've never liked for myself. I like other folks that do it. I like the way they do it. I don't see any reason to iterate on that. So I want to do roundups of figures because I've been playing catch up for a year, and I think I'll always be in catch up mode, and that's okay. You guys aren't on this channel because you're looking for the latest news on toys, unless you on this live stream, which we tend to do together. When it comes to the toys themselves in hand, I don't think that's why any of you are here. You just want to hear my perspective on them as I make the videos, which I think is fair. I'm not trying to compete with anyone else who's doing that, and I make the videos I want to make when I want to make them. And we're going to continue to do that. So part of this comes down to not putting pressure on myself to do things in a certain time frame, but to do them when I'm ready to do them when I think I have something to say. So there's a promise to you guys, and then patrons know this is the kind of video I put out all the time. And as a matter of fact, until about 12:30 this afternoon, my original thought was to not do a Toy Grinds Live at all today because I really wasn't feeling it. I was going to make a video in this style talking about burnout and put that up as a premiere for 5. That's how down I've been feeling. But somewhere in the afternoon it just perked right back up and I'm okay. I'm doing well, but I'm going to do my best not to get to this place again. So no auctions or anything like that. Nothing that's aside from the schedule for at least a month, if not longer. All right. So next week we'll have some kind of an interview, which I haven't scheduled yet. Who it's going to be, I have an idea. I have several people I could bring on, but I there's a few I know would probably work. So just know that that's coming. Let me catch up with chat here. Bill Wifton said, after this stream, me and the old lady are watching Sandman going to bed. Don't blame me a bit. Will McLaughlin, greetings yourself. Do. Yeah, Bill saw a majestic tiger at Walmart on Sunday. Sent me a picture. Like, you want? I'm like, not. No, I don't remember my exact response. Jim says, I thought I saw a hippo at Walmart once. It was just a shopper in their pajamas. Ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum. And just want to hear that gravelly voice put you in the mood. That gravelly voice to put you in the mood. Yeah. One of the things that I did was World by Corporate, so I have to build stuff for his videos. Takes a long time. It sure does. Keith Knight, as I live and breathe. Good to see you, brother. Appreciate that. Fuller speaks to welcome to the we will not speak about football section. Yeah, it's true. So Bill said, make a video of you drinking beer and chilling. I'm gonna calm down the beer drink a little bit too. I've had enough for the last week or so. Bum, 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 bum. Unboxing and karaoke night. I mean, that's actually something I want to start doing during our Patreon private things. Is just start all the toy organizing and stuff that I do. Just do that while we're talking because they last a damn long. But no, I don't need to. I don't need to completely reformat and do those types of streams and all this stuff. Our format is working, and it's it's fine. It's when I throw all this extra stuff in when work is extra crazy. If I drink too much in an opportune time, for example, okay, it really starts to. So I need to pull back on the things I can pull back on. So I just want really um to kind of refocus on the structure that we have in place to do things in the way that I do them rather than feeling like I owe YouTube a certain kind of video, you know. So just know I'm okay. I went dark for a couple days. I'm all right, and just know that if I don't reach out to you on my own or I take a long time to respond, it's not you. Okay. And as a matter of fact, I want to make it very clear. I don't communicate with everybody every single day, certainly not even every single week. The people that I'm already in contact with, those that reach out occasionally, I appreciate that. But I'm very bad about reaching out in general. Okay. That's a problem I feel that I have. Um, but I'm trying to learn that when people reach out to me, I don't have to respond immediately, which is my compulsion to do. So I'm working on all this stuff to make sure things are working. Oh, ASMR, Ted? Yeah, I do. I actually do ASMR. It works really well. Like, it's not a matter of me managing stress. I'm just creating too much, creating more than I can manage. So don't worry. Don't worry. It is hard to keep up, dude. It is, and that's okay. This isn't a woe is me situation. I just want you guys to know that the last month in particular has really taken out of me. Last month and a half has really been rough. Um, but I'm okay, and I'm going to figure stuff out moving forward. And I thank you for all of your support. It really does help, and so forth. Keith Knight says, "My friend, you know you can always talk to me whenever you need or want a shoulder to rant or talk to. I'm always here, and I appreciate that. And that goes the same for you, pal. All right, and you and I talk often, but not nearly often enough. Um, I love you, and it's always good to hear from you, man. And that goes for the lot of you. So, all that said, we're not missing a beat. You got two videos coming this week. One's going to be a thought piece, and I think it's going to be a Patreon idea that came through, and the other one is still going to be that Marvel Selects Roundup, and everything will be fine. Okay, we're all good. We're all good. We're all good. Now, let's talk about some toy news. I don't have a lot today, so I just kind of grabbed a few things throughout the week, and I didn't do my normal roundup that I would do. So if anyone has something that they really want to talk about after we've gone through the news and the superpower stuff that we're going to talk about, if you have something you want me to pull up, let me know. We can certainly do that. Worldman of Cardboard's driving home. Be careful. Anonymous dude says, I'm so like this. Take your time. Real friends understand. Haven't known you long, would tell you good people. No, I appreciate that. Likewise. Likewise. Uh, Jim said, I asked my doggos how their week was going. They said, rough. So it's not just you. Fair enough. Fair enough. Apparently, according to Ian Sweeney in the UK, McFarlane Superpowers up for pre-order on Zavi. That's awesome. Good for you guys. And Ben Stutley, I don't think I said hello. So hello, sir. Good to see you. So toy news. Again, not a ton. Not a ton. So last week, they announced a pre-order for Motu Little People, which I thought was great. I thought it was a cool concept. Then I found out that there's a Mattel Creations thing, and I don't know if it's gone up yet or not. But I was like, oh, man, I would love to have seen this in the store. Would have loved to have seen this. I would love to have it. Really cool piece. Had a bunch of little people when I was a kid. Absolutely loved this thing. Um, really cool concept. Reminded me so much of when I was younger. Um, it's an interesting choice for the characters. You've got so you have He-Man, Skeletor, Faker, and it looks like Moss Man, I'm guessing. And that's just a weird combination, in my opinion. But it is cool. It's cool they exist, you know. And exactly, these look like they're made for children, which is what they are for. Little people have always been for children. It's a Fisher Price thing. Totally on board with it. Love the idea, but it looks like they're kind of exclusive or something. I haven't dug up the whole thing yet. It's pretty cool though. We're gonna go right into some pre-orders. The Saurozoic Warriors have a new figure that's out for pre-order, and this guy, which is called Range Brachion, which is very cool. Paint deco, cool design. Really like this. So those of you that like kind of want some of those dinosaur toy lines to come back, this is a good place to do it. This is a new figure that just came out. Get you it. Pre-order it when you can. It'll be coming next year. Gojatron says there was another set of Motu Little People a couple of years ago that wasn't exclusive. Check around, might be able to get it for a good price. I think I will. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's a dog eat dog world pudding, and I'm wearing a milk bone underwear. I'm sorry I brought that comment up because I can't. Is that a dinosaur with a gun? Yeah, dinosaurs sometimes have guns in toy lines. That is a thing that actually it happens. In any case, Fresh Monkey also out of nowhere put out some new figures for pre-order in their 5-inch line for the long box heroes. So you've got all variants of this not not SS trooper line. So you get a Badlands Trooper, a Hellfire Trooper, Oblivion Trooper, and a Sub-Zero Trooper. The reason I bring this up is one, these paint decos are amazing. I love them. I have pre-ordered them. I'm still unsure if I want to bother with this line as a whole. I got to be honest, because I'm not really into the 5-inch scale in general. I don't know where I'm going to put them, and for what they are, they're kind of pricey. Okay, so I don't know if I'm all in. I've done the pre-orders just in case, and I'm going to suggest that you pre-order all four of these. And here's why: when you look at these, if the factory minimum does not meet is not met, this figure would not be produced. So it's worth um, getting these pre-ordered just to make sure that these are made. Okay, so if you're even remotely 50-50 on this, pre-order them so they get made so people can have them. And if Big Bad and other places are stuck with some stock, I mean, I don't want anyone to lose any money. I don't want any businesses to go under. Certainly not Fresh Monkey. But if you're already ordering some of these other ones in the line, which are very, very cool in and of themselves, do the fans a favor and try to pre-order these if you can. Doesn't cost you a nickel to do it. Okay. And Gotatron does say the Rocketeer figures from that line are a must. So we know he's doing it. So I just wanted to bring that up because I didn't know that they had MOQ based orders on Big Bad. It's very interesting to me. Drive safe, Ted. Appreciate you. Moving forward here, a bunch of different Hasbro reveals last week. The biggest one for me was the Marvel Legends Silvermane, which is a reissue with updated paint deco. I'm down, down for these. I'm so down. Now, there's other characters that came along with, like Molten Man, which is cool. Again, I believe he's a reissue too. And they all come in this big 4-pack that went out on, I believe, Amazon or something. Kind of an interesting little 4-pack. Um, might even be going up tomorrow now that I think about it. In fact, I'm 99% sure it's going up for pre-order tomorrow. It's a weird 4-pack. You get those two plus two villains that are like super not not fun, not as cool as these two. And it's kind of the B team, you know what I mean? It's basically I'm Molten Man is kind of cool. Silvermane I really want, and the other two I couldn't give less of a shit about. And it's all a 4-pack because they're not dumb. They're not dumb. If they put out certain figures that they're not going to sell, so they're forcing us to buy them all. I mean, right, Kira. Not only does he have the flame effects from Human Torch, a lot of characters have those flame effects in different colors for different types of effects. They are definitely getting some use out of those molds. And Johnny Source says, "Hello, Iceman body reuse, lol." Not wrong. It's exactly what it is. Go to Tron. Hasbro Pulse 5-pack pre-order tomorrow because I know you need those wacky. You know I need those wacky villains. I mean, so do I. D-list villains. Easy Pass. Still waiting for the Lizard. Well, we got those on pre-order there, Jim. Well, fingers crossed. It'll all be okay. Fingers crossed. It'll all be fine. So don't you worry. Don't you worry. Interesting piece of news coming from yakface.com. Blech. I saw a cross sell. It's a really grainy picture. It's hard to see. But they have, for Black Series, they're doing 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. At least the starting ones are Boba Fett, Lando Calrissian in the gear, Han Solo from Endor, Princess Leia from Endor, Wicket, and the Biker Scout. And then also confirmed is a rebel trooper on Endor. So the only two new figures you're getting in that wave so far, and this is Black Series, is Wicket and the rebel trooper. So, and to my knowledge, none of these are super hard to get. I do have a Black Series Boba Fett, and I paid about $30 for him. So I might have saved $5 to wait, but I didn't know if we are going to get him that way. But at the end of the day, this was something I thought was cool. Those of you that do collect Black Series it might be good to know that there's an Ewok coming if you're into that sort of thing. So I wanted to bring it up for you guys. So I enjoy that these are coming. Bjorn says the Boba Fett is the deluxe one they just put out. Are you sure? Because there is a Return of the Jedi specific Boba Fett for Black Series that looks like they're going to reissue on Bubble Card. So don't be so sure. And I'm not saying you're wrong. Fuller Figure says Lando is still available in Redbox and just got archive re-release. Madness. I agree. I'm not saying there shouldn't be any love for Lando Calrissian, but if there should be love for him, they should be buying him. Exactly. Some people are complaining about the Retro Lizard's face sculpt. Well, they don't realize Faithful Ditko's artwork. Right. They're expecting it to be based on the animated series because of the card back, and that's a fair assumption, but it is based on the Ditko artwork, and that's why Jim and I want him so much. You bought a Boba Fett in the store. Holy crap. I should leave my house sometimes. Okay, this is the one you're talking about? Fair enough. Nolan's here says, hi, all still at work, but have a bit of time to check in. Cheers, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. So, not a ton of news. If you have other things you want to talk about, start thinking about it. But we are going to talk a little bit about superpowers reveals. Bunch of them came out. Okay. So I've got some stuff that's confirmed, and I'm going to refrain from anything that's been rumored beyond that. Okay. I'm only going off things that are confirmed with pictures before we go in there. So superpower stuff from Todd MacFarlane, generally speaking, has been pretty well received for the most part, right? And they're just churning this stuff out so far, which is not a bad thing. But then we heard rumor about this figure, and then it actually comes up, and my initial reaction is literally no superpowers fans want this character, and that is Batman Who Laughs. I don't see the point of this. I don't care how good the comic was. This is not a superpowers collection character. There are so many other characters that would deserve a new sculpt or reissue. Could have given us Cyborg, could have given us Mitzelplick, could have given us any number of characters. This is completely unnecessary. Now, because it is Twitter, I'm told that the person who originally posted this, he is a fan and he does want one. So I am debunked. My response was that, well, there's plenty available for you. Enjoy. I don't see the point of this. I think it's stupid. I think it's a waste of plastic. It's a waste of money all around. Not buying it unless I happen to see it on clearance. Or if someone else sees it on clearance and it's a decent price, like under $8, get it because I'll be retail complete. But that fucker's never coming off the card. This is the back of the card back, which does show. So what they're doing is they're just take every time they release a new figure, they're just adding to the card back, which I think is interesting. You still only have Batwing, Supermobile on here. Superman, Darkseid, Batman, John Stewart, Green Lantern, Batman Who Laughs, and the Flash, which courtesy of I don't know where the original picture came from, but this picture was sent to me from Gojatron, so thank you for the tip. This is a Flash. Is a beautiful Flash figure. Might be one of the best Flash figures I've ever seen, to be honest. Really cool. And Bill Weft is asking if I've heard about the Batwing canopy issue. I don't know that I've heard that at all. So whatever it is, type it in chat, and I'd love to talk about it. But it's something. And as many have said, Carl, yes, and you yourself said this in your wonderful superpowers review. If you haven't seen it, go over to Tron's channel and check that out right away. Todd MacFarlane does indeed march to his own drummer. Johnny Sorensen says, Hellraiser Batman sure don't belong to superpowers. I like the character, but dumb choice. Absolutely. Nolan agrees it's a wasted spot in the line. I agree. I agree. I agree. Kieran says, McFarlane claims his superpowers toy line is a continuation of the vintage toy line. If that's true, why are the figures bigger than the originals? And why did he release Superman and Batman again? Well, I will say that when it comes to the characters being bigger, in some cases it might be because of the stance. All the figures he's creating, they have a very narrow leg stance where superpowers, most of them, a little bit of a gap. So, and they scale well enough together. But I agree it should have been a bit better, number one. And as far as a continuation, if it is a continuation, I think it makes sense to release some of the core characters, but to also add characters that are from that line in that era. So I don't completely understand it myself. I agree that it's a very weird decision. Just trying to see if I can figure it out. Johnny Sorson says Todd seems to be allergic to doing any classic Wonder Woman. I would agree. Still not a one available in all the lines. How is she not top three first wave? I don't know, sir. And I hope we get one. Bill Wifta says when you press the button to spring it open, it will break. So hold on to it. So hold it and don't let the spring open on its own. Didn't know that. Haven't I've seen several videos that feature it, and I haven't seen anything along those lines at all. So I'm guessing it's the tab that holds the canopy down that breaks. So what you're saying is hold the canopy down, press the button, and then slowly let it up. It might be that the spring is so strong and it's breaking this way. If I had to venture a guess, um, just like with the Supermobile in Gojatron's video, spoilers, shows that you press the button and it won't open on its own. You have to. So I have a feeling they made the Batwing first. Notice that the spring was too strong. Put a weaker spring in the Supermobile, and it's not strong enough. That's what it feels like. Um, so it feels like so it is the tab that breaks according to Bill. Okay, all right, fair enough. Jim Largo, however, is worried that Todd MacFarlane is going to continue to veer into new 52 style characters and the weird shit instead of doing classic characters' superpowers. It certainly appears that way, despite the Flash looking very, very cool. So, I, without there being a definitive announcement of what characters they're bringing to the line, I'm on the fence about how I want to approach these. Because it's superpowers, generally I want them all anyway. But if the next few characters are along the same vein as that whatever BDSM Batman that sits there, that kind of a thing, and all new 52 style stuff, and not characters I'm interested in, big miss, and I may not even get them all. I want them to though. I want there to be good characters. I want to have a good reason to collect them. So Bill's going to take one apart after and get it and work on it just to see. Yeah, I think there's probably a few different fixes, and Kieran Ball saying Toy Polay will probably work on it too. Absolutely. I really feel safe word Batman. Fair enough. Maybe in a live video, that'd be cool. To just put the camera down where you're working and do that. I like that idea. I do. I do. Johnny also confirming they've done way more story specific sculpts. Just sprinkle in some timeless core classics in there. You want the Justice League of America. I heartily agree. I really feel like it is something that if he's smart and if he cares, neither of which I'm convinced of at this point in his career, um, we'll get some rare figures from the original line, some unreleased characters from the original line, along with some more up to date characters that we never got. Um, I reject both of those safe words. We all know Batman's safe word is Martha. We all know that. Why did you say that name? I'm just saying. No one says if that's the case, that it's just Soup's Bat's Dark Side and Lantern and okay, oh hey, maybe Flash. Exactly. We don't know what else is coming though, because the card back, they always change the card back with every new figure. They just plop another one on there. It's very deceptive, um, but it's also kind of cool that they're not, you know, showing everything. McFarlane's smart and cares oxymoron. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So it's just the whole thing. So gruff Martha. Yes, exactly. Martha. Kieran says, don't be surprised if he's a gay Robin, a gay Bat Superman, an awful Hawkman from the Black Adam movie. Gonna be honest, I'm not sure how we'd know their sexual orientation from the figure unless it actually has the word on there. Um, who knows? Who knows? I don't care, by the way. Like, if there actually is a homosexual Superman, Batman, Robin somewhere in the comics world that's official, I don't care. I don't care if it's unofficial. I don't care if you release slash figures. As long as you do the rest of the characters that we all want. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. All right? Doesn't matter. If it does, if the bulk of it is continuation level stuff, if the stuff that he's re-releasing is on par, and it's not all this specialized shit, You know, I mean, if you want to get that specific about it, I know there are collectors out there that are bigoted pieces of shit that threw a fit when John Stewart was the Green Lantern that he put out because he's black. I think that's a crock of shit too. Why would you be upset about that? We've been clamoring for a John Stewart Green Lantern forever. I'm glad he's there. I think it's fucking amazing, personally. Um, Gotatron bringing us right back on task when I put the wrong thing. He's like a Man Bat and Blue Devil. I would like those as well. Jason Garcia, you know I can't bring that up. Superman's son in the comics, and okay, cool. That would be interesting to see those. Thank you. Jim Marcus said, I'd like to see female characters we didn't get in the such as Black Canary and Zartana, and not and Cheetah. I think we needed Cheetah. Um, yeah, I mean that's a whole other thing with McFarlane's 6-inch figure and 7-inch figure line. Hate them. I don't like them at all. I don't like them at all. So I think that they just need to kind of expand the line if that's really what he's trying to do. They need to really expand it, right? Um, King Nolan says, or no, King Nolan, you're King Nolan now. Nolan says, yeah, those are the same people lost our shit over King Grayskull. I agree. I agree. I think it's bullshit. I definitely want, characters that can. I want more villain characters that can form like a Legion of Doom, like Bill is saying. I want that, right? I want him to do more vehicles. I want to see him do a Joker mobile. I want to see him do either a Legion of Doom or a Tower of Darkness playset. Really expand the line, do something cool. Wonder Twins, that sort of a thing. I think there's a lot of room for that to happen, but unfortunately, I don't have any faith that he will. So beyond this initial wave of figures and vehicles that we're really excited about for the most part, I don't have a lot of faith in the line, and I hope that McFarlane proves me wrong. So, was there anything in the toy news that slipped by me that I missed that you guys want to talk about? If not, we'll go straight to open conversation about what anything we talked about today. I realize this is not going to be the longest stream I've done by any stretch of the imagination. If that's the case, I don't mind. I just wanted to make sure I was live and got some stuff off my chest. We talked about some things. Legion of Doom and Hall of Doom playset. You bet. I agree. And Bill's like, he's not going to do any of that stuff. You're right. You want a Batmobile? You want another Batmobile? Another one? Giraffe says his tank. Not going to happen. But funny, I guess. So, I feel like it's one step forward, two steps back with this thing. But we'll see. We'll see. It's nice to know superpowers are being sold in stores, even if it's just Walmart stores, which is a problem. And we got some questionable characters and things like that. I completely understand why it's difficult for folks to be excited, and I understand the cynicism. I'm right there with you. Um, Certainly stuff to consider for sure. What I'm doing right now is taking a quick look over at Big Bad to see if there's been any pre-orders released in the last few days that maybe would catch y'all's eyes. I'm doing that right now. Drew says, sorry, I missed the question. Just yelled the first thing that popped in my head. Fair enough. Fair enough, sir. Coachron says, if anyone likes the DC 4-inch Spin Masters range, there's a new Hawkman ship from Black Adam line. Oh, it's up on the Target app. Very cool. Very, very cool. Bjorn says superpowers was handled weirdly to begin with. What do you base that on? Series 3 was a bit of a bungle. And yeah, Cyborg should have been in Series 2, but beyond that, I think it was pretty good. Series 3 was where things went off the rails. Woman Cardboard says that Final Faction Instagram says repaints are coming, a Venom wave. Really? That's cool. And I think it's a smart way to maintain interest in the line. So I'm all about some repaints because they've been doing some cool paints. That's good to know. Heard it here first, folks. Final Faction repaints are coming. Thanks to Instagram. An updated two-seater Batmobile from the comics wouldn't be a bad thing. Fair enough. Andy's here. Hi, Andy. An ODST drop pod from Halo for pre-order. Haven't seen anything of the sort. Ian says I'll get the Superman-related bits, but there's no way I'm going to collect the whole line. Fair enough. Kieran Ball says Toys-R-Rama in the UK has Valverse Action Force Swarm Sentry up for pre-order today. Yay! Good stuff. The new series, not the original. It's difficult to say always when the line is barely a month old, but I understand what you mean. McFarlane's superpowers can handle weird, strange release, little to no press. I'm with Carl on this. I'm with Gojatron and what he said in his video, where he said he liked the idea that there wasn't a huge fanfare, some crazy San Diego Comic-Con reveal. They just shipped them, and they showed up, and there was a quick Instagram video that said they're here, and you can just go to the store and buy them. I agree with him that that's preferable to all this big hoopla build-up BS. So yes, it's odd in today's day and age, and questionable judgment when it comes to something of this stature in the toy industry. But I'd rather it just be out in stores and people get to talk about it and have a buzz and go get them than the alternative. So yes, it's weird. It's odd for the times, but the whole they have what? He says, speaking of Final Faction, there's a package waiting for me. Oh, really? Well, there's a few packages I know that are waiting anyway, so I definitely need to get down there this week for sure. So, and thank you. Anonymous Dude 123 says DC is a wonderful universe. They can have a universe that both ravels or blows MCU out of bar. They could. They've always could. We'll just see what happens, though. Karen Ball with a good point. I'd pay good money for a bat boat that's metal free and actually floats. That's a pretty good idea. A Norm Brayfogle Batmobile. Okay. Cal L, haven't seen you in a while, Steven. Good to see you. Says, I agree. A big announcement along with pre-orders would have led to scarcity due to online scalpers. I agree. Jim says, no buzz works if it's not a Walmart exclusive. You can get to the store. Just saying. I understand, sir. I get it. Ian Sweeney asks if the original Superpowers line had a John Henry Irons figure. I don't think it was planned. I don't even think there was a prototype, but Bill would be the one to ask about that for sure. That would be the one to ask about, I think. Laser Eyes Vampire Batman. Oh, wait, that was Super Friends. Fair enough. Would still be cool. Hi, Daniel. Good to see you. No, but the Man of Steel line did for the John Henry Irons. Fair enough. Very cool. Very cool. Appreciate that. Looking on big bad toy stores, I'm not really seeing anything that normally would stand out. But in case you did not know this, I do want to call attention to the fact that the current new forthcoming wave of Action Force is there. So if you haven't already pre-ordered, or if you would want some backup pre-orders, the Steel Brigade gear set, the Swarm Sentry, Blowback, the Steel Brigade reissue, and the Swarm Trooper reissue. And although it's not pictured, the gear set for Swarm reissue is also up for pre-order. I'll double check that here. Let's just go here. Hide in stock. Hide sold out. I believe it's in here. It is not. Could have swormed that it was in here. I'm going to double check my pre-order to see if it's in there, because I might have screwed myself on that. Let's take a look. Let's have a look. I would love to see your Man of Steel figure sometime, Bill. Would absolutely love it. Love it. And while I'm sitting there saying that, I just thought of something else I meant to show you guys that I haven't shown you. So just give me a second. All right. So, just to prove that I'm not full of it, the Swarm Gear reissue is already sold out for pre-order. I'm glad I ordered them when I did. So the only place you can pre-order them from is Valaverse, but they don't have a closing date on that. So make that happen for yourselves for sure. Gotatron asks if Todd does a superpowers playset. What's everyone want? Tower of Darkness. Period. Tower of Darkness. All day long. Legion of Doom. Something like that. But a Fortress of Solitude would be cool. Ian Sweeney just finished watching season 2 of Superman and Lois. Thought the portrayal of Steel was solid. Very cool. Full Connor. Good night, sir. Appreciate you. So I do have one more small thing to show you, which is the hauls and grinds, which isn't it's not a lot. Most of it you've already seen, but check this out. So a few things I want to highlight here. Um, some of you know about the C3PO that I got for Black Series. That was the first Black Series figure I ever got. Even though the first one I ordered was the George Lucas Stormtrooper outfit, which I also have. The Darth Vader I've shown off before. I have taken him out of the package. I love him. That Boba Fett came over the weekend. This beautiful Boba Fett. Boba Fett. Very cool. Love that figure too. Now, the rest of what you're seeing, from left to right, my additional Playmates Final Wars Godzilla, my 11-incher. You've got the two Care Bears figures, one being the Grumpy Bear, and then the other one being Cheer Bear. And remember when I showed him off on one of the auctions or the charity stream just to show he was there? They playing music and all this crap. There is an off switch on the back. You can turn them off. You can turn them off. Thank goodness. Um, yes, that is the one that's getting reissued according to what you're saying. I agree. I don't think they're going to put less accessories in it. I would agree with that. I agree. No more bat caves. We're good with that. You want to party with these guys? I mean, it'd be fun. Definitely. All the love for Godzilla. And Sam the Eagle, yeah, Sam the Eagle and Rizzo the Rat are there. I received them relatively recently, and they've been sitting in the box for a couple weeks. And these are the Muppets I was looking forward to the most, particularly Sam the Eagle, because if I have a spirit animal in the Muppets line, it's Sam the Eagle, as far as I'm concerned. Love it. And yesterday, as an act of self care, I took him out of the package. Was so happy to take him out of the package. And what's weird is that the card back shows a bunch of stuff in there that, yes, you see Lego. You'll get there. Jesus Christ, calm down. Sam the Eagle on the back, it shows a bunch of accessories that it doesn't come with. And no version of this figure has come with those extra accessories. And it just comes with the podium, Sam, and Rizzo. And that's it, which is fine. That's all I need. Interesting though, the podium, if you turn it around, the inside of it has little slots like a real podium does. So you can put stuff in it. Right now, that's where I'm keeping my open hands for He-Man and Skeletor because Sam normally sits right here. That's his new home. In between them is a Legacy Core Class Hot Rod, which I unpackaged today during my lunch just for fun because I wanted to open him up and try to transform him, and I was able to transform him successfully. It's pretty cool. And you've got a He-Man, which is the Flying Fist He-Man, as well as a Steel Brigade, and then of course the Lego version of me that Bjorn made and sent. So the reason all of those figures are on the bottom that are not the Black Series is that I'm currently working on a a scale comparison, not chart, but standard for the channel. So I want to include the Care Bears in it. I want to always include a Masters of the Universe Origins figure in it. I always want to include the Lego figure. I always want to include that 11-inch Godzilla, and then a 6-inch figure, whether it be Action Force or Marvel Legends or G.I. Joe Classified or all three. So the idea being that I'll have them all in a lineup, then put the figure that I'm measuring along the line or something like that. Um, so you're going to be seeing stuff like this in less of a, you know, presented look. Um, and I gotta say, those Care Bears figures are pretty cool. They have articulation at the arms, and when you turn them on and they sing, their heads bounce around on a motor, which is weird. But they're cute little figures for what they are. I might get a couple more of them because they're just cool. Um, I just wanted to show you that I am opening toys. I'm not forcing myself to not open toys for the sake of reviews in most cases. I'm done doing it. And exactly, it's my own version of the usual suspects lineup, you bet. Because I want to have the size comparisons. I want to do it my way. I want to have some fun with it. And this is my way of showing you this is kind of what I have in mind, so that when the time comes, it'll make sense to you guys, and it'll be fun. It will be fun. And I do think that having, at the very least, Action Force and Marvel Legends representing 6-inch lines, because they're slightly different, especially when I'm comparing them with a Black Series figure, which I haven't decided which Black Series figure is going to be the stand in, but I do feel like that needs to be there. And there'll probably be a Marvel Selects figure in there as well, which I haven't decided which one of those it's going to be. Go to Tron says I just put that same in my Amazon shopping cart. He's totally worth it, man. If the price is around 25, do it. I believe he's cheaper on Amazon than he is on Big Bad. Um, by all means, get him. He's got some great articulation in the feet. He only stands us so many different ways, but he's a fun figure. I love the podium. He looks amazing. Um, and I would also agree that the Grumpy Bear does not look grumpy enough. He does not. So I might have to do some stuff with his eyebrows or something. Batman's safe word is Martha, Ted. We said that earlier in the stream. You're right. 100%. You like the real Grumpy, the one in my intro? He's also a reissue. He's one of the newer ones. Because the one that came out originally didn't really look grumpy, as I recall either. But yes, the furry Grumpy is definitely a thing. Ian Sweeney says, I swiped the idea from the thumbnail from a random YouTube video and I'm now displaying your Omega set on Wrecker's left bicep, zero balance issues. Oh, okay. Cool. Very cool. Kal-El says Grumpy Bear looks pissed. Well, by comparison to Cheer Bear, I would definitely agree. But his voice is weird because when he talks, he's like, "I guess it's time to have some fun, huh?" And it's not really grumpy. It's a little, it's off. But I think it has more to do with the fact that I voice him like this. I think that's what it comes down to. There's no version of that toy that's going to sound right. Okay, and I have plans for those two bears. I'm not going to tell you what they are. Jim Largo says, "Do you have a fancy dancy ruler? Good to show measurements on reviews. No metric system, just freedom units." I actually am looking at a very small tape measure. I can just go like that. If I can find a ruler that can stand up on its own and be visible on camera, I'd prefer that. I'm looking into it. So I have plans to do that. I am going to show measurements. Because the first time I saw Gojatron do that, I was like, well, I have to do something like that. That's a really good idea. So definitely a thing. Grumpy is a Care Bear, dwarf, and a Smurf. He's a very popular adjective. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Use a Subway sandwich? Yeah, because those are always consistent, Jason. Get some graph paper and glue it to cardboard? No, I'm not doing that. No, I want to find something I can buy off the internet. But that's a good idea. I want to find something that actually works. Grunted Jim is Grumpy Bear, illusion shattered. No, no. So Grumpy Bear just has an attitude problem than like a moody teenager. I mean, that's what the newer version sounds like to me. Get one of those rulers with three sides. Aha! That's a good idea. I like that. I'm going to use that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. And old men. That's right. Grumpy old men. There you go. There you go. But, the only thing that's really new in here that you've probably never seen before, maybe the Cheer Bear, if you haven't been around, because I did buy that one because that was the first and only Care Bear I ever owned as a child. I don't even know why. I think it's because I was a cheerful kid. And that was the idea behind it. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm going for, Bill. Kind of going for that. But I'm not sure how that's going to actually manifest. But we're on the same page. The only thing that's really new here is the Boba Fett, and even that was in the background during the live stream. So everything else has been here for a minute. But I wanted to show off some stuff and show it in a display style format. I wanted to have some fun, and I did have fun placing these and doing the whole thing. And it's just nice to look over and see toys, and not see boxes of toys. It's a nice different thing. So no worries, Ian. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate that. So, whoa, wrong button, Dick. Ted asks if I've seen the new Beavis and Butthead. I have Paramount Plus. I've thought about looking at it. I was never a huge fan of the original. I liked the movie. I'll eventually watch it, but I'm not in a hurry. What I was in a hurry to watch was the War for Cybertron series, the trilogy of series on Netflix. And I heartily recommend it. If you've ever been a Transformers fan and you haven't watched this, it's worth watching. The storyline is simple enough for children, but has dark moments and enough callbacks to the old series and films to really make it worth your while. Each season of the show is 6 episodes at around 25 minutes apiece. So it's essentially, if you do the math, it's something like a little over an hour and a half per season. So you can watch like a movie at a time. So if you just sit and watch it, it works out really well. I really, really enjoyed it. In fact, I just finished it right before we started the stream here. And boy, am I glad I did. It makes me understand the toy line so much more. So now I understand what they're referencing. I understand why certain characters are in the toy line, why some aren't. I understand all kinds of stuff, and it makes me even less concerned about what they transform into. I love it. If you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix, doesn't cost anything. Go check it out. I was definitely a cheerful child, and I know you're joking, but yes, I was a cheerful child for sure. Kieran Ball says, in a collector's group, I was playfully called the grumpy old git. I'm at a loss as to why. I agree. Carl asks, any Twilight Zone fans? The 3 3/4 inch 5 POA figures are getting stocked on Target. There's Twilight Zone figures? That's cool. I actually like that idea. Bill Wifta says, those two were at their best they ripped off on music videos. You know, it's arguable. Beavis and Butthead was never really my thing. And I realize that sounds weird to a lot of you, me being a heavy metal guy. But the fact is, they always ripped on music videos. Most of the time was bands that I was into. I don't want to watch a show where someone's making fun of the stuff that I like. Nor did I want to watch a show where there's animated characters that were perpetuating to some people a stereotype of the kind of person that listens to that kind of music. I never saw the point. Now, years later, when I would occasionally smoke pot, when I went to see that film, yeah, it was pretty funny. But that's it. Not saying there's no place for it in the world, just saying that at the time when it was the most popular, I was not the target audience at all. And there's a good chance, because I am a fan of Mike Judge, that I will probably like the new series a lot better, especially when it's devoid of the music video stuff. There's a chance it'll be good, but I'm not going to make a judgment on it. Check your Instagram post from last night to see if you can't wait. Legitimately, there's a man on the wing of the plane. Sounds good. Sounds good. Johnny Sorensen says the voice acting animation just didn't do it for me. Rather watch a Resident Evil cutscenes, better acting than that. Are you talking about the Transformers or Beavis and Butthead? Oh, it is the Transformers. It took me a second to get into it because it was all CG, and the voice acting was good. Some of the casting, I was like, what? But once I just took a second to allow myself to just say, here's the world they're building. Let me see what's up. I enjoyed it, but I also understand why someone might not. Cal-L's got to head out. Have a great rest of the stream. Have to watch the rest of the replay. As we're getting into the Q&A and everything, you were here for the bulk of it. I appreciate you. Take care. Karen Ball says, Modern Mego has released a few Twilight Zone figures. I did not know that. They've also released fantastic figures of Taylor and Brent from the real Planet of the Apes movies, meaning the vintage Planet of the Apes movies. Yes, yes, yes. So at this point, we're over an hour. So if you have, I'm going to give you guys no more than 10 minutes for Q&A. Anything you want to talk about, any questions you want to ask, bring it up. We'll do it. I will sit here and vape and drink water. Ben asks, says had buffering issues the whole stream. Might be the heat. Hope the auction went well over the weekend. It did. It went quite well. We kind of were right where we wanted to be. I had a lot of fun. It wasn't nearly as exhausting as the other stuff, but I definitely needed a rest afterwards for sure. Jim Largo says, "Is that big Godzilla on your toy cam a good one to pick up for a novice kaiju fan?" It depends upon what you're into. I think that this is a whoa, wrong screen, bro. This is a Final Wars Godzilla right here. This is a Playmates Final Wars Godzilla. I would say he's good, but in the same line, at the same size for the same price, you can still get a 1954 Godzilla, same scale, same size, everything. So I would probably recommend that one for a novice because the Final War sculpt is a bit cat-like. So I think that that particular line and size scale is perfect. Which one? I do think the 54 one's probably better for a novice, but if you can't find one and you can get one of them, it'd be just as good. Hey, no worries, Bill. You're doing great stuff. You're a great man, and your content's only getting better, and you're spreading your knowledge. And we couldn't be happier to have you in the community, man. Bjorn asks, "Where is the milk? Probably in the fridge. Go check your own damn fridge. You can't have any of my milk." Roman a Cardboard asks, "How do you get traffic moving in DFW? I am stuck." I think the best way to get traffic moving in DFW is to deny stupid people the opportunity to drive cars. Won't have an immediate effect, but it will work. That way you'll be good. Rick something says, "I'm late, so if you answered this already, skip it. How the auction go? What auction item stood out for you, or do you think was extra special?" Well, I'm going to do a recap of all the benefit stuff, but the short version is that it went well. I think the standout item in the most recent auction was probably it would have to be one of the newer items. It would have to be there was a Lucha Libre set of 5-inch figures with a very special, unique wrestling ring. That was originally not going to be for sale, but as Rolo was talking through, he's like, "You know what? If someone will buy all the figures, I'll throw in the ring." I think that was the most standout item and was also the most special. What? Anonymous dude 123 asked if I'm into Lego. No, I'm not. I'm really not into Lego. I was as a kid. I love Lego, but it's far too expensive, far too expansive, and it's not something that I want a lot of. So no, sorry. What? What about Killdozer? Something mint on card? Killed. I don't know. Jim Largo confirming what I had to say. Um, yeah, Bjorn. I'm gonna say anonymous dude. Get anything but that set. The weird knife. I agree. That's a cool thing. We're still kind of like, why are people not getting that? No one says appreciate it so much, but more so happy to be able to help. And that's what it's about, man. We sure appreciate you, man. Really and truly. Sorry about the currency conversion error. Sorry about that. Any thoughts on the Playmobil Knight Rider set? One, I forgot it existed, and I think it's cool. I'm not a Playmobil guy, um, but it's very, very cool. Very cool. Oh, World a Cardboard needs a Killdozer. Oh, sorry. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Um, but yeah, the Knight Rider set, like everything Playmobil does, I think they're knocking it out of the park. And people that are into Playmobil, awesome. It's just not for me. It's not. Um, They're unique in scale for themselves, really cool items. I think it's great. Um, but the price point for most of the stuff, just no, because if I can't really afford, because there's certain things I want to get that are in that price range, and I'm really on the fence about those things. And I kind of agree with Bill that the figures aren't the best. They're great for Playmobil, and I think they're done well. Um, but that's Playmobil. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, well, I'm not if I'm not into the whole thing, I'm not going to get it. Um, for the price of the Enterprise, for example, I can get the Unicron I've always wanted, and that's one of like my big purchases. Sometime in the next year, next 12 months, somewhere in there, I'm probably gonna buckle down and get one. That way, I can just have it done because it's looking like the rest of the Transformers that I really want are attainable for the most part and are far less expensive by comparison. So as I start to go into that, and that's something else. The Transformers for me in general are um, it's a very finite line of things I want. I want specific characters, mainly surrounding the animated film, and a few ancillary characters along the way, including Unicron. And that's it. I don't need the entire cast of the film, but I wouldn't be upset to get most of them. And thankfully, with the current lines that are out there, that seems possible. So, seems possible. You're a big Playmobil collector. It's a lot of fun to customize. I'm sure that it is. Like, if someone said you have to have Lego or you have to have Playmobil, I'd pick Playmobil. And Gojatron saying Playmobil looks great, but not in my budget. Stopped myself from buying the Argonaut set a few times. Exactly, because it's for me, it's not too dissimilar from Lego in that once you're in, you're kind of in, which screws me up a little bit. So I'm not doing that. Johnny Sorensen said a whole bunch of stuff drops this new and next, like Blitzwing, a bunch of other tunes. Yeah, I did see that. Bjorn's putting the brakes on some toys for a while. I totally get that. Feel some old lady's pitching crap in her sewing room. She's throwing stuff out, or she's actually throwing shit against the wall. Hope everything's okay, Paula. I love you. It's okay. It's okay. Worldman a cardboard losing his brain, saying, "Who the heck does road work during rush hour? Idiots do." It's next week. Okay, so a whole bunch of new stuff dropping this week and next. Yeah, I did see Blitzwing and stuff, and I pre-ordered a bunch of stuff. Um, I'm just kind of seeing what I want. So what I really need to do, probably this week, because I am going to have some time to do it. I want to rewatch the Transformers the movie and just write down all the characters I actually want. That's what I need to do. Make a list and say I need these, right? Because I know I need Unicron, and there's a few people, you know, after this month, there'll be a big gap till next year and be fewer releases. That's not a bad thing for me. That gives me time to catch up a little bit. But that's good. It's good to know, and I really appreciate it, Johnny. I really do. Gojatron says, Worldman a cardboard. Never guess you never driven New England, have World War 24/7, 365. Same in Pennsylvania, by the way. So, Andy checking in. So, folks, thank you so much for being here and filling up the chat and being amazing. Yes, Johnny, I did see the new wheelie. He's very cool. Already pre-ordered him. Already pre-ordered him. Um, so I know this was a bit of a departure from what you're used to. We still got the vibe in there. We had some fun with it, and I hope that you can see where things are going. And I want you to know that I'm okay. Everything did well for you as well. So look for two videos this week. One's going to be a thought piece that'll come out first, and then Thursday or Friday, depending upon when I'm able to finally finish it, the Marvel Selects Roundup will go up, and then we'll be back on Monday with another live stream like this, and then we'll have an interview on Wednesday of next week, and then a premiere the following day. And I love you guys, and I hope you have a great day. Have a fun week. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I'm out of here. Good night.